been about a year and a half since we
did anything.
Your host Juan, read the orange.
Greetings, disciples of the double kick. You've just entered the inner sanctum of the loudest, heaviest, and most caffeinated corner of the intranet.
That's right, John. If your neck isn't already sore from headbanging to the microwave timer this morning, you're in the right place. This is Dull Youth Podcast, where the riffs are beefy and our takes are even saltier.
Today we're diving deep into the abyss. We've got more tremolo picking than a nervous hummingbird, and enough leather to make a biker rally look like a knitting circle.
Oh yeah.
We're talking new releases, legendary breakdowns, and of course, debating whether or not post-industrial glitchcore is actually a real genre or just the sound of my dishwasher breaking.
It's
hummingbird.
Definitely the dishwasher, man. But before we summon the spirit of heavy metal past, let's check in. How's the hearing loss treating you today?
What? Couldn't hear you over the ringing in my ears from that local show last night. It sounded like a freight train hitting a silverware factory.
Wow, dude, that was good.
We're back.
Are watering. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's so random reading something that you have no idea what's coming next.
You know how weird
it's like a book or something.
It's pretty much just reading. It's pretty much just reading in general. Yeah, I had to not read it. I wanted it to be kind of a surprise for me too. So I'm like, silverware? Okay, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Let me print it. I'm kind of hemming and hawing about that Lamb of God. Was it Kublai, Fit for an Autopsy?
And the bog, maybe?
Is it the
Segui
bog?
Sugabog. I'm like, that would be a good sit-down concert, like to go sit. Well, the cattle show we went to was just like, it was almost too good.
Yeah.
So like, we can't pass it up. Tribal Gaze. Super badass, but nothing crazy.
That's what it is. It's sweet though, because like opening band, smaller stage, we were familiar with them, but even if I wasn't, you know, I'm always excited to see that opener.
There's no surprise anymore unless you want to be surprised and see who the openers are, because if there was an opener there, I'm like, Spotify, we're seeing, I gotta see how these guys sound.
The reason we went to that is because we've listened to all those bands.
Yeah. Frozen Soul has been popping off, and Cattle is just Cattle, which was great. But man, standing sucks.
I was sore the next day.
I didn't know kids do like group headbanging now.
See some weird stuff in pits now.
I haven't.
Depending on the bands.
It used to be really like personal being in a pit. Like there was kids that took shit personal, but it wasn't like crowd killing.
You're also going to like, Cattle's kind of one of those bands that has like transcended into that upper echelon of like a big metal band, right? So you're getting like, well, obviously a lot more fans, but like different fans. You know what I mean? They're kind of like boom to that next level. It's not like a LDB or a hardcore.
They took all these us young kids, and as we got older, we still followed them. But now, death metal's such a huge thing. They got a whole new group of fans, which is great. But it's wild to think that, like, can you think of a band that you started liking in high school that had already been around for 20 years that you'd never heard of?
A lot of the stuff we were listening to, we were kind of in on their first releases, right? I guess maybe Tool, well, before high school, but I got into them at Lateralis.
But they weren't even that old. They were probably...
I think 93 was their first full length. We're also from that kind of age where a lot of that stuff we got off samplers or, you know, mixes, usually the singles or the new song or whatever. So we heard all that.
It was such a treat getting a sampler.
And you end up liking those songs no matter what.
There's so much music out.
I have 6 10,000 song playlists of music to check out.
The thing is,
sucks.
It's never going to be done.
I see something, it's like, oh, I'm going to check that out someday. Never do. And then I try and remember what it is.
Sometimes it's just too obscure, but then it finds its way back. I looked up a video on my phone from like 3 years ago of us jamming down here, and what we were listening to was an old Fossilization song. It was the one where like the bodies are like 69ing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about, we were talking about them last time you were here. I was like, I think they're from this area. And you're like, Sao Paulo, Brazil, or whatever. I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, you're kind of close. Brazil. I sent you a video of a band that I made a little clip to.
They were called Denominate.
Dreamy death metal. It's like high tuned too, which is not my thing. I'm a little tone boy.
You're a tone whore.
That's gotta hit right. I made another video of this band called South of Hell. Right in the beginning, just there was this one band. The only way I could describe it, blackened emo. Grimy, raw stuff, but it was like happy chords. Kind of like, what are they called? Deaf Heaven? But they sung. They were singing. It was so weird.
Do you remember what they were called?
I'll put it right here. It was one of those that I shuffled, and it just caught my ear.
There's that project I've showed you before, Sorry, ... That's how I described it. It's like black metal with Midwest emo riffs, and it's so catchy.
So I put it on there. And I came across some stinkers. This band called Meteora. This wasn't my style. It was singy. Just wasn't feeling it. What do you got?
I've just been listening to Nails, like a somewhat constant rotation. Weekend Nachos. One of those bands that I've heard about for years, and one day I was like, I'm gonna listen to them finally. Put on an album. It was great. It was like Nails. New Converge album. Awesome. Recommend that. New Angel Dust album.
Yeah, February's been good.
It has. There's another couple new ones. Fossilization, Runes of Everest. It's growing on me for sure.
I got one song with one part, how he did his vocal pattern along with the weird riff he played. This is happy, now it's evil sounding, and now it's sad, and
and like insert eye roll. If you gave the previous album, if you listened to that all the way through, I know you would like. It's got so much of that in there, what you're describing. But yes,
They've become more economical with their songs.
they trimmed some fat.
Yeah.
There's still a 13-minute track on that album.
It's fine if there's one, but not all of them.
Right.
I could do 7 minutes, 7 minutes in heaven.
I ran through one of those Mirar albums. Albums, which was fantastic. I ran through the previous release. That was crazy. And usually I need vocals, but I didn't.
It's kind of designed that way, like it tells its own story.
New one, that thing's awesome. And then I actually ran through all of Animosity.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of weeks back. I went to like Dead to Fall, Animosity, a couple other things.
I feel like I need a cleanser from them. Just straight Animosity. I feel very angry right now.
I went back to Pig Destroyer because I hear a lot of Pig Destroyer and Animosity. It's always going. But I only listen to like 3 or 4 songs from each, because then I'm like, ooh, heard something in that. I kind of want to listen to nights like these.
All these bands are just pouring everything into these albums and they're getting my attention about that much.
I'm trying to get out of shuffling playlists and just listening to full albums more. And I have like rated some on this music app, Music Board. So a lot of them I try to rate on here. You're the first person to rate this. Might be something obscure. It's like trying to find information. It'll cycle for 3 or 4 minutes and I give up. Some of the more well-known stuff, like I ran through Title Fight albums, ranked those. Knoll album, 100 Demons, Cryptopsy, Thrice's new album, all of 9 Inch Nails, all of Title Fight, Tool.
Was it an app like a public, people can see it?
Yeah. I wanted to keep track because I've been doing it with movies for a couple of years.
I just thought of a couple bands that I was late to the party on, but only because I was 13. I discovered Machine Head and Meshuggah when I was 13.
You were kind of jamming Down, weren't you?
Down, I was late to.
What about Superjoint?
Yeah, I guess 03, around 01 to 03 was a very great year of transitioning from liking Eminem. The next year I'm liking Meshuggah.
Would you have classified Blood Has Been Shed?
Oh yeah? 03 we heard Blood Has Been Shed.
But their stuff was like 98 maybe, 99, I don't know, 01.
I think Novella was 01 and then Spirals was 03 and that's when I bought it at Sam Goody. 03 was a big year too, but 01 was like Meshuggah's Nothing album came out and I bought it and then I bought Machine Head's live album. I had no idea that there was shit back 10 years at least.
And there's bands now that I've gotten into that are older. Marauder, they're sweet. The early 90s hardcore. One of the first kind of like metalcore where there's like pit parts and breakdowns and it's not straight hardcore.
Okay, it's not that crazy that kids would like stuff that's out now because they're still putting out music and it's still just heavy as shit. What's that band that covers Unbroken Wings?
With Paper
Wing? Yeah.
With Paper Wings.
It's like they've been off the grid for 10 years and then before that 10 years and they're still like these 20-year-old kids are digging it.
Yeah.
What's crazy is being like in high school in 2006 and being like, dude, have you ever heard of Grim Reaper? They haven't released anything since 89. I'd be like, no, I only want new stuff.
Right.
The gap, the cosmic leap between 1986 and 2006, death metal, yeah, it's still kind of hung in there, but just like music in general is huge compared to 06 to 2026. That shit still sounds like it did. Unearthed doesn't sound like fucking Guns N' Roses to us in high school. It's still just like heavy and riffy.
Yeah.
It's just not as fast.
Yes. I get what you're saying. Yeah. What bands did you get into back in the day that you still actively listen to? And what are some like bigger ones that have fallen off where you just don't even check out any? You know what I mean?
You go first.
For example, a band that I got into back in the day and I still kind of ride or die for, still kicking, Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
Not metal, but that's an example.
Bayside never fell off. I haven't been
They
diehard.
put something new out and you're like, skim it or check it.
Gotta check it. Always gotta check it. And it's still Bayside.
Yeah, exactly.
Still going.
Still TBS too. It's been a couple though, like Terror for many years. I check out everything they do. Norma Jean.
Really? Do they still pumping them out?
No original members. They're probably in my top 20 all-time listen to it.
I always check out Slipknot. It's not always great. I don't always go back, but it's obligatory.
Tool, we already talked about them.
Their shit's just too epic. You can't just let it go. Gonna hear it one way or another. Emo stuff, so much tied to it. I listen to anything Bayside, and I'm in a fucking freezing cold Lumina delivering pizza. I listen to like Amphetamine, Cradle Filth.
Yeah.
If I listen to that, I feel like I'm shoveling out my car out of the school parking lot. Like it's cold, you know?
Yeah,
And it's
the good old days.
that's what I think of. That's one that you bought
on a whim
because it was cool looking, because that's how you bought CDs,
They didn't have one of those things you could scan.
which was crazy.
Crucial too. Got some goodies from that.
Red Cord. First time I
Cord.
heard Red Cord was on a Walmart scanner.
Maybe A Life Once Lost you picked up from listening under a scanner. There was something else. The
Bury Your
album.
Dead.
Yep. Dude, I ran through that second album. Fairy Tales one. Totally forgot about that album because every time I listen to them, I'm like Color of Money or whatever. Ran through that Fairy Tale one. Kicked ass. Bleeding Through.
Bleeding Through was a huge. That was a turning point. That and Atreyu. Atreyu was like the bridge. Took you from shit like Static Lullaby and like Hurt Process.
Static Lullaby. I still jam that.
That's crazy to me.
It's so good.
What's it
That
called?
were both- well, it's called something Breathing. Because the one after it was like Falso Latido.
To find a meaning.
Yeah, that's a winter album for me for sure.
I guess if it does it, it does it. That was a one and done. That song, and that was it. Put on Vulgar Display of Power. Let's listen to Walk Again. Doesn't everyone love this song?
Going to Best Buy, buying anything that looks metal. Blindbot, Impending Doom, Nailed Dead Risen there with Adam Hansmeyer. I remember popping it in on the way home. Like, obviously Adam didn't dig it, but I have to show Andrew.
No.
It wasn't deathcore, it was like death metal. Man, that album was awesome. Same with Black My Heart. No, I didn't blind buy that. That came from a DVD.
They would have been so relevant now because they had so much hardcore.
I think they were kind of problematic. Like, in a cool way, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking Black My Heart's here. Show's gonna get shut down.
That's what I thought about the Judas Cradle. This dude probably pisses everybody off. It made him cooler at the time, but to survive in a band with somebody like that.
There's that guy that drummed in Obi Dub for a little bit, and I think a little bit in Black My Heart.
Yeah, they were all East Coastern. That was a whole scene. It was a quick one. Warriors. I don't even know if they're from there. It seemed like New York hardcore.
Yeah, those are good bands. Or like Boston mosh metal.
Yeah, I had a Boston hat just because. And then I had the bill signed by everyone in Unearth. And then it rubbed off from dirt. Didn't give a shit.
Do you remember seeing Animosity?
Oh yeah, that singer is fucking tiny. My first thought on stage, he was huge.
He has an active side project called Drum Corps. It's kind of like a harsh noise or what it is called Drum Corps.
Sounds like something a guy that was in Animosity would do.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like get
I'm
just
probably
you can
just
be.
talking all my ass about their sound. I know he's in like a project called Drum Corps. There.
There's like 5 drummers I know.
Alex Rudinger,
David Copperweiss, the dude from Dream Theater,
Portnoy, Mike Portnoy.
Portnoy, Dave Lombardo I just know, and Gene Hoglan. If it was like industrial, it was Gene Hoglan.
Art Cruz,
Yeah.
ex-Suicide Silence, now Lamb of God.
Really?
I think he was Suicide Silence, wasn't he?
I have no idea.
Drummer for Body Snatcher. His old band was King Conquer.
What was that question? What the hell did you ask me? And I said, you first.
What band is still kicking that you still check out when they put like Thrice?
Yeah.
Great.
They can write a song very, very good.
Very good album.
'Cause
Even
it's-
Whitechapel a little bit. I've checked out a little bit of every single album.
Big bands, it's easy. It's the little bands that take a little effort. As easy as it is, it's still not easy enough to get everything. Set your notification on or have them in the back of your head and check it out. Ooh, you know who I was late to the party to? Fucking Crowbar.
I think everyone's late to
I
the
was
party
late.
on Crowbar. Myself included. Bigger now than they've ever been.
Walk with Knowledge Wisely was the first song I heard, and that is like in the 2010s. And at the time, it wasn't what I was into.
I wasted so many years of my life being like, that's not a breakdown. Or I was always searching for a breakdown. A lot of bands flew over me because I was like, that's not deathcore.
That's what we grew up liking.
And
though.
now that I'm matured, my music taste is out of control.
I don't know if it's that we don't look for them anymore. I just think we hear them more often now. Like it's not definitive breakdowns. It's like parts that kind of
Riffs.
oof, that's cool. I wrote on my Instagram, I like cool parts. It's to the point. Yeah, Crowbar.
They're getting their flowers now.
Kind of cool for what they are, for being underrated.
You look at their old promos, 4 shirtless fat guys, chain walk, like, oh, it's just iconic.
Even their old videos were like, now they're cool. 20 years ago would have been like,
It's like,
leash.
now bands are going to be putting out videos to try and look like that.
Oh, it's a filter.
Yeah.
You know what I was looking at the other day? They have Battle for Ozfest on YouTube every episode. The intro, when it just cuts to different bands that are trying out, and one of the bands that tried out was Tesseract.
I definitely
But-
know the name. I couldn't name a song.
You know, the pioneering progressive. I just noticed that when I watched it. I didn't watch the whole thing. That was one of the bands.
It's like that Leo meme.
That was it.
That's what happened when I watched that Pyrexia live set, and I saw Carl from Gorgatron on bass, and then I saw the Gorgatron drummer, and I'm like, oh,
Carl's someone you can recognize.
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but he's recognizable in a crowd.
Yes.
But yeah, I found it on YouTube in 2013 and I watched it on my phone, burning through my battery, you know, trying to fucking hear the thing.
On the way back from Grand Rapids, I'd put my phone in my dashboard.
Oh, I do that
and
all the time. I do that all the time.
Watch YouTube. 2-hour drive home, watching a video game playthrough or something.
People pass me, I'm just like, just kind of cover it up just in case it's a
I
cop.
didn't care.
I do that too.
Super illegal.
Yeah, so we'll have to watch that. Every time I come over, we'll do an episode, even though we know who wins. You remember?
A Dozen Furies.
Yeah. I just saw a clip of them playing the Ozfest stage, and it was super boring. They were kind of noobs.
Were they like kind of bleeding through?
They were like All Our Remains.
Okay.
Old All Our Remains, before Fall of Ideals. Heavy hard rock almost, but
Right.
with screaming. But they had thrashy shit.
There was a couple songs on that CD I
The
like.
Cycle,
Yeah, and then Mantis.
Mantis. I remember this. There was a new metal guy with pinned out eyeball, like Manson eyeball. Crossbreed, some weird new metal band.
Crossbreed. That's a good one.
I saw a photo of them and I'm like, I saw that in a magazine.
We should like take a week and think of awesome new metal band names.
5 minutes on the shitter. I could think of 10 for sure. Prototype. There you go. On tour with
I don't know why,
Fear
but I
Factory.
want Motocrossed. It's not Moto.
Moto Grader.
Maybe that was one. Yeah.
That's a band. That was the name of their instrument. A Moto Grader. It was like it was basically a huge guitar with big steel strings that he just went, which is a sick idea. I think they were a little ahead of their time.
That's like the thing that Author and Punisher uses. Every time he goes forward, it's like a bass.
I don't know how that shit works, how he does that.
That's so cool.
There's something cinematic about what he does. Watching his live shit or watching it, just I feel like I'm watching The Matrix or something. That's what I love to hear.
Weird stuff.
Crazy, but it's heavy.
What was that thing you showed me one time underwater?
Oh my god.
People were underwater.
Aqua something.
That was nutty.
I mean, if you didn't watch it,
Yeah.
it sounded like deaf people singing,
Yeah.
but it was different. Ahead of their time. They're thinking way too far ahead. You can't go too far.
What about that band that released an album on a piece of pizza?
What do you mean? They released it on a piece of pizza?
Yeah, look it up. I don't know how they did it. If it's a chip in there or it was a piece of pizza in like a plexiglass.
It was
You
an
know.
actual slice. And-
Yeah, of pizza.
And you put it in your Walkman?
I don't know how it worked.
Oh, all right. That's way too far ahead.
Too obscure. Oh, Belushi Speedball.
Okay.
What?
New Knock Loose track. Haven't listened to it. It's Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
Someone I'm not familiar with.
Sounds like a pro athlete. Last 10 new songs, the dead ones. It's
to
good.
it.
It's catchy. That band hit hard. They still hit hard. That's a band that should be bigger. They tried singing and then kind of gave it up. That doesn't happen often. Usually bands will just keep heading in that direction.
What's the deal with Obi Dubbin singing?
They've always done that.
And it's not good, but it's
It's
good.
different.
It works.
That band is so fucking cool.
They don't even know how cool they are.
They're in that hardcore bubble, mosh metal bubble, but there's stuff that just sounds death metal, grindy and
Oh, yeah.
deep, and then they're throwing samples in there. There's no rules to this game. Let's have a sampler. And then they announced that their sampler left the band at a show. Our sampler left the band, so we're not doing songs with samples anymore. That was it.
Okay.
10 years ago, that Disintegrator came out.
What was the first release of theirs?
First one
Okay.
was Some of Us May Never See the World.
And wasn't Going Down one of them?
Yeah, had On Violins on it.
Every single one of those releases is great.
And then Disintegrator, which was probably top 10 for the decade for me.
Their shows are good. They popped off on TikTok. Boys in the Wild's been blown up on TikTok. Deftones. You remember Seven Angels, Seven Plagues at all?
Sounds familiar.
They kind of been blowing up.
I was sitting on my couch the other day, looking at my phone. I was like this. And I was thinking about this one time when I was 15. I danced at a wedding reception. And I just sat there and went like this.
Yeah, you
Fucking idiot.
dude. I have so many of those.
I think
moments.
about that. I was such an idiot. I was trying hard to dance.
Did you get laid?
No, couldn't drive. I had to go. I was a minor. I lived with my
Yeah, right.
parents. I was a little fat kid. It was like, you guys listen to Drowning Pool?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Maybe not 15.
I went
Young
through
teenager.
this phase of not wanting to tie my shoes. Thought it was cool. My parents bought me these super expensive shoes, and I didn't tie them, but I was also wearing a NWO Wolfpack t-shirt with a NWO Wolfpack long sleeve under it, and like this red beanie, super low. Like I was in my like Slipknot phase,
Okay.
you know, like and I remember walking around the mall, and my dad was so pissed at me and embarrassed
Yeah.
because I wasn't tying my shoes or nothing. It was super weird. Just think like, ugh.
Like even when you started getting shaggy hair, like 7th grade, we all like grew our hair out.
Yep.
Looked like terrible. I was in. Trying to grow like facial hair in high school. The shit you grew, you'd let it go and it looked terrible. I think that's enough shit. I got a big hole right here.
You can just throw some graphics up there. One of those pixelated, like, on Cops.
All right. Good first episode back. But yeah. All right. We'll do it again.